Recorded live from the John Placino Studios inside of High Tech High School in beautiful Secaucus, New Jersey. It is the Pride Show at WHIT. I'm your announcer, Mr. DePiro, and I am honored to have Miss Petito here with me today. Hello, Miss Petito.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. We're going to talk about High Tech High School's Pride Party that's coming up on Monday, June 17th. In room C-225. You're going to have a lot of free stuff there, and it looks like fun. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it's going to be in my classroom. There's a lot of fun. There'll be music and games. We'll have a karaoke machine. We'll have a disco ball and games. Merch. Everyone loves merch. So we'll have bracelets, bracelet making, flags. There's a lot of fun things. So it's during the lunch periods. If you're free, come on by. We're in the C Wing second floor, all the way down by the labs.
Tell me a little bit about this organization, how you started and where it's gone to since you began.
Sure. So when I first came here to High Tech 3 years ago, I signed up to be the advisor for the GSA, which is the Gender and Sexualities Alliance. And this has kind of been my baby for 3 years now. And, you know, some of these kids started with me and now they're seniors and they're going off and taking the GSA community with them to college. And we're really just about promoting love and acceptance and making a community for LGBTQ students in our classroom.
Yeah, I mean, you get them when they're young.
Yeah.
Basically, the eighth graders.
Yeah.
You know, coming into high school, and they must have a lot of concerns and questions on how to deal with stuff. And your door is open for them. It must be a great place for security and stuff.
Yeah, I wished that there was a GSA when I was in high school. I feel like a lot of my questions and my own like coming out process would have maybe been easier if I had a community of people that I could go to or an advisor to go to talk about these things with. But our club is really to promote acceptance and education, but also for our students to just feel safe with each other. It's a safe space for us to just be together, right? To ask those questions, to get answers, or to just vent, or even to not even talk about it, but just be together. That's what we're all about. Like that's what I want to advocate for.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, obviously, for them growing up. And you know, they have different experiences growing up, and to have that place where they can go and ask those specific questions and get great answers from you and from other students.
And I'm always learning too. So a lot of my students are teachers even to me sometimes. So it's not that like our kids are always asking questions and I might not always have the answers, but their classmate next to them might. And so it's a lot of like teaching and learning around the room.
I met Joshua.
Yeah.
Great senior, great kid, going to Rutgers.
Yes, going to Rutgers. Josh has been one of my students that I've been with, you know, since I started. So it's kind of like we're all graduating together, even though I'm still here. So those seniors that are leaving, you know, they started freshman year through COVID, so they didn't really have an in-person GSA. And then when I got here, it was their first full year in person, and it just helped make a solid bond between them.
Yeah. And I'm sure you've seen him grow through the years. Maybe he was a little insecure when he first came, and now he feels a little bit more confident enough to kind of continue his mission when he goes to Rutgers, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
Because if they don't have somebody like you here, you know, the way to progress is just kind of stonewalled.
Yeah. All of those students, especially that particular senior, they've definitely grown so much. When I first met them as a sophomore, I could say like really shy, and so it's really sweet now to see them trying a little bit more to come out of their shell, and you know, even like self-expression, like their hair and the way that they dress now is just so different. So it's like stepping into yourself, which is nice to see over the years.
Yeah. And, you know, you could see they're more advanced kind of with their questions and stuff, you know, because to us, it was, at least for me growing up, it was kind of like, you know, you couldn't ask questions about it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, you know, it's kind of common that you say, well, why not, why not?
Yeah.
You know, what is that all about? You
And
know?
me personally, like it was not really something I could ask questions at home about.
Mhm.
And so I wish that there was a place to ask questions and not feel a taboo or to feel, isolated or shunned by. So I want that room, whatever classroom I end up being in, but I want the space to be one where, you can ask a question. There's
Mhm.
no harm in asking questions, and looking for answers
Yeah.
and feel accepted.
And just to mention again, guys, this is Monday, June 17th in room C-225. All the lunch periods, there's flyers around the school. They have QR codes on it. You can get all the information from that. So in the future, next year, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to more events, and maybe not even events, but just spreading more information about who we are and what we're about, just to make a more accepting community. Not to say that high tech isn't, but I think people need a little bit more information about different pronouns and different. Like gender being a binary, like the spectrum that is gender, like there isn't just male or female, there isn't just boy or girl. So I think just advocating more and educating more, I think is more of our goal for next year and the years to come.
Do you think it's getting easier for them to deal with?
I don't know, actually. I mean, like in a school like ours, which is very diverse, I think it's easier because you have, different perspectives to hear and learn from. But we're always up against some sort of bigotry, not just in high tech, but just in the world. And, whatever message that is on the social media, whatever avenue of social media that our kids find ourselves down, sometimes that's the hardest battle to combat. So,
Yeah, I sometimes find it really hard to comprehend
yeah.
that there is even a problem with people being gay. And
It's so simple, right? I think the world would be a lot better if people were just more loving or more accepting of the different types of love. I mean, how could
yeah,
love possibly be bad or evil or wrong? So, what does it really matter if, I'm in love with a woman or a man or someone who doesn't identify as a woman or a man? Like, I think there are some more pressing issues that the world needs to handle first before they care about things like that.
right.
Yeah.
Right. And people do have this anger and this resentment against, and it's hard to really
Yeah.
believe that people, even nowadays, it's just like, even growing up, I've had friends who I knew were gay,
Mhm.
and we were young teenagers, and I just didn't even affect the way I felt about them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like later on in life, people, bad mouthing them,
Mhm.
bad stuff like that. I'm like, I don't get it. It's the nicest person I've ever met.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
I think a lot of like hate just comes from ignorance. Like people are just afraid of what they don't know. And so, like you said, like we're just people and we're just in love with this either same gender or we identify as different. Like it doesn't really matter, you know what I mean? But I think that's our what we're up against, just ignorance,
Yes.
you know?
And love is love.
Yeah,
And that's
always.
it. And it's as easy as that kind of. But just having this place in this school where these students can go and help them going through the process of being accepted and showing like everybody else, listen, I'm normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing abnormal about me.
Yeah, in my classroom, I have a big flag, and one of my students at the start of the year said, "I walked into your classroom. I teach freshmen, so this is like their first exposure to high school. I walked into your classroom and I saw the flag, and I just knew that you would get it.
Mhm.
And I want students to feel immediately comfortable. Like this is a space for you, and that's what this pride party is. It's a space for our LGBTQ community, our queer community. You can come and have fun. That's what pride's all about. But if you don't identify with this community, I do hope you still come to mingle and learn. But it's all about respect and acceptance. So if that's not what you're about, I hope to change your mind. But this space is going to be about our queer community. That's what I'm prioritizing on Monday. Like they are my top priority.
Right.
Mhm.
And just to have them walk into your room. And it's a life-changing experience, a little thing like that, when you walk in and you can just see, okay, this is a cool place. This is where I could feel comfortable and express myself the way I want to and ask these questions that I really can't ask other people and get great answers from people who've been there and done that before.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like my trajectory would have been a little bit different if I had had support very early on,
Mhm.
right? So yeah, I hope to be that support to some other little Miss Petito in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you're giving them what you didn't get,
Yeah.
and that support early on,
Mhm.
especially in these early teenage years where you're trying to figure stuff out
Yeah.
and find out who you are and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it's just great that you do this, Mattia.
Thanks.
I hope you're having fun doing it.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
I look forward to it just as much as they do. Every
Yeah.
Wednesday when we have GSA, it's like a group of it's like coming to like a family gathering, you know,
Right.
like everyone comes and we have a fun time. It definitely makes me feel happy just as much as it makes them feel happy. So I'm very happy to do it. And I hope to keep doing it
Mhm.
as long as I'm here.
Well, speaking about happy, Monday, June 17th, it's coming up real soon, guys. All the lunch periods, you can go to room C-225 for our pride party. You can wear your pronouns, your color of the rainbow. It sounds like a great fun. Admission is free, but please RSVP. Just scanning that QR code that you see in the monitors right now. If you could just put that up, beautiful. And they're all around the school. I'll stop by. I'll say hello. And I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for joining me today, Ms.
Thanks.
Petito.
Thank you. I just want to make one quick note about the QR code. When you RSVP, this doesn't go back home. This isn't like an after school like sign-in form where your parents have to sign off on it. This is just for me to keep attendance. So if you're worried about your parents finding out that you're attending a pride, because I understand that not all families are as accepting, just know that that's not the case. This is just for me to keep attendance. So please don't let that deter you from RSVPing. Please RSVP and please come.
Please come.
Yes.
Thanks to the guys in the back, Jonathan and Jonathan. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching the Pride Show. Tune into WHIT's YouTube page for more shows and have a great day, everybody.